On this episode of Neighborhood Preppers, growing food indoors and outdoors. Coming up next.
What's up, guys? Bobby Riggs Jr. with Neighborhood Preppers here, planting an apple tree. Look, I'm so excited to be self-sufficient. I'm so excited to have fruits and veggies for my family. I went out, did a little bit of research, got myself a Granny Smith here, got the Fuji going in over there, got some apples about to grow. We're gonna have apples, apple pie. Gonna be sharing them with my good neighbor Alton James, who's working behind the camera right now. Already got the hole started over there for the Fuji, so let's crack dirt, get this Granny Smith around. Keep watching, guys. There's a lot of cool stuff coming. More information on the garden. Here we go, Granny Smith apple tree. Guys, make sure you guys get out, do something in this beautiful weather. We get a lot of time. Beginning of summer, get that garden planted, whatever it is. I did a little bit of research, very little bit. Got myself 2 apple trees. I'm actually going to measure out, see if I got room for a peach tree, maybe even a pear tree. How awesome it'd be, wake up in the morning, come out, pick yourself a peach with your cup of coffee or tea, right? It's a great feeling to know that I'm going to have fresh food growing right on my property. I'm right outside my fence line right here. I got a corner lot, so I got lots of space. I may measure it out and see what else I can get in here. And just a great feeling, guys. Super excited to get this in the ground, get some apple pies being made, and you know, even more importantly than that, it's going to be cool to see everybody walking by, the kids coming by, grabbing apples. I used to have an apple tree at my old house, a lot smaller than this, so I'm excited to have this. It's going to be super cool. It's a lot of work, but you know what? Gardening can be relaxing. It can be a good exercise. We talked about how important exercise was, so get outside, enjoy the weather, get yourself a garden, and keep watching Neighborhood Preppers for more cool stuff. Talk to you guys later.
Let's join Bobby back outside and see what he's doing in that garden.
What's up, guys? Bobby Riggs Jr. from Neighborhood Preppers, back at it again. Took a little break from the apple tree, working here in my beautiful 145 square foot garden. I love having a garden. When we first moved in and bought this house, we had a little 4 foot by about 8 foot raised bed. And, you know, with the pandemic going on and the shortages in the grocery store, I decided let's expand this. Let's get enough to supply my whole family for the whole summer. I even got enough to throw some over the fence to my good neighbor. So, first of all, I got to thank Alton James, because this beautiful soaker hose you see here was left over from when he finished doing his garden. And neighborhood prepper mentality, he said, hey, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. So he threw it over the fence for me. So I got that all run. Makes it nice and easy when it comes to water in my garden. I can just turn it on, let the soaker hose do its job. This year, we've decided to try something a little bit newer because we have a little bit more space. So I do have a raspberry bush. I got a blueberry bush. I'm growing some zucchini. I got 4 zucchini plants. I got some spaghetti squash. I got some green beans right here. I'm hoping those grow. Right up in these 2 rows, I got some beets. I got tons of peppers. My family eats lots of peppers, whether it's on a shish kebab, just stuffed peppers, whatever it is. So we got 10 pepper plants, all different kinds, red, green, Italian peppers. Lots of tomatoes over here. I got 8 tomato plants. I got a couple cherry tomatoes, a couple bigger tomatoes on the grill for my burgers. We got cucumbers. Got big cucumbers, got the little salad cucumbers, so those are going to be awesome. I'm just super excited to have that confidence to have my own food growing in my backyard. I'm going to use this beautiful weather, as you can see. Already got some stuff sprouting up, but those weeds are here, so time to get to work. I'll talk to you guys later. Keep watching.
Now let's hop over and see what Alton is doing growing indoors.
Hey everyone, it's Alton James from Neighborhood Preppers, here showing you a little bit of what I'm doing growing indoors. So lot of containers here. I'm going to be doing some more under the table as well. But these huge leaves that you see popping up here, these are from the potatoes. So the potatoes are growing in this big bin over here. Got some leafy greens in this tub to my right. To the far left is another set of leafy greens. And let's see, here in the front, some leafy greens as well. And there are a couple carrots growing in this bin over here as well, with those leafy greens. Then down here, which is probably not easy to see at this angle, but we've got some romaine lettuce. Then there are more leafy greens down over there. So I'm literally just getting started with kind of expanding this. I've got a lot of different heirloom seeds that I will be doing indoors as well as outdoors. So peas, corn. I'll probably start with peas. I don't think I'm going to do corn. Green beans, basil. I kind of don't want to look at herbs right now. I kind of want to focus on the main things that I'll actually be eating. I've got lettuce. I'll definitely do some more lettuce. I love broccoli, so broccoli is going to be up there. Cucumber is something I'm going to wait on, but I definitely want to hold on to. For me, cucumber is not something that I really eat outright, but it's definitely something I use for seasoning. So lettuce, more lettuce. Radishes would be the same thing, as well as parsley. So my focus is always going to be on the big ticket items, the things that I would actually be directly consuming. The parts that are herbs or for general seasoning are things I'm going to wait on. But carrots, definitely something I would eat. Definitely something I'll be growing. Obviously, I told you I had a couple in here. Tomatoes are actually one of those things that I don't eat outright. I actually use for seasoning. Pepper, I think I might grow some peppers because I could do stuffed peppers and that works for me. Squash, my parents are a huge fan of squash, so maybe that's something I'll do for them. We'll see. Turnips, not something I'm going to grow. Again, and more radishes and little baby tomatoes. Some dill, obviously, something else that's more of a flavor. Collard greens. I like greens. My parents really love greens. My family does. So maybe that's something I'll look at growing down the line. Also have some lavender. I mean, I love lavender for the smell and soaps and oils and stuff, but I'm going to hold off on that as well. Those are things that I want to wait on down the line for when it's like I'm just growing some stuff that's nice just to grow it. But for now, I really want to focus on the main things, the things that I would directly be consuming. So here we have a series of grow lights, and obviously I'm a little bit new to this, but the thing I can tell you guys definitely is to make sure that when you're getting these lights, you're not just getting the ones that have like a, what is this, kind of a red and blue color. You want one that has a sunshine colors in there as well, a yellow light, because it definitely has a difference in how the plants grow and form, and you'll notice that they'll be much more green if you have the yellow light on there as well. It's very prominent here when you look at the difference in the leaf of the potato that's completely green over here, and it has a little bit of yellow light coming from this lantern over here. And these are getting a series of blue, yellow, and red, and the color is not as consistent. So I'm definitely concerned about the chlorophyll and the oxygenation of everything, but also the quality of light that they're receiving and the color of light. So those are some big considerations. I definitely want to add some more yellow lights above here, shining down on everything, so that I can get more uniformity of quality and quantity of light. So these are some big tips that I hope you guys think about when doing your indoor growing. I want to expand this. I'm going to expand it. I'm going to be expanding outside as well. I'm doing a greenhouse out there. I'm trying to adhere to the social distancing stuff, so got a couple more bags of soil coming in the mail actually. And once I put those down, I'll be doing some strawberries in the backyard, and I'll be looking forward to showing you guys that. So until next time, have a great one. Take care.
Hey everyone, we're back in studio and we have some updates with what we've been doing in terms of growing food outdoors and indoors. I know Bobby has a couple ideas of things he wants to do differently now after adding those trees. Bobby, go ahead and tell him what you're thinking about doing now.
Mr. Alton James, how you doing today?
I'm well, man. I can't complain.
Yeah, me either, man. Back here in the studio. Had a couple nice days in Michigan, which was awesome. Got to get out into the garden, do what we had to do out there. Saw you over there getting that greenhouse set up and ready to go, and just awesome, man. The apple trees we had the huge storm in Michigan the other day. Looked outside,
Terrible.
holy cow. Yeah, it was wild, man. The wind, we had like 30, 40 mile per hour winds. So I looked out, checked on those apple trees. They're still standing. They still look good. And man, it's got me so excited. I want to add some more, man. Like I want more. I'm not satisfied yet. This being self-sufficient, it's such a cool feeling. I ended up adding 2 trees. I did the Fuji and I did the Granny Smith. And I'm thinking I got 2 pine trees right in the middle. I'm thinking on the other side, I did a little bit of research on what can cross pollinate and everything else. And man, some peach and pear trees would look awesome over there.
Nice.
So yeah, I would love to add them. Yeah, I think sitting right there on it'll be right on the border of both of our properties. So just having that option for all of our boys to come out and you know pick some fruit, and it's just awesome, man. I just love it. I want to keep adding to it. Anything I can grow myself and keep myself out of the stores buying and being reliant on that supermarket, that's better for us. How's your garden going?
It's going well. We've still been trying to make sure we do all the social distancing stuff. So I've got a few more bags of like large topsoil bags coming. And once I do that, I'll be finishing layering the dirt in the greenhouse in the back and then growing our strawberries. So my wife was thinking, hey, she's starting to get into it now too. And she said, well, what can we grow in there that I'd like to eat? Can we grow strawberries? I said, sure, why not? So, did some research on that, and those will be the next things that we're going to do in the greenhouse. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and the greenhouse is going to be awesome for you because, number one, especially next year, you'll be able to start a little bit earlier, when the weather first starts breaking. And also you're going to keep a lot of the weeds out. So you see me out there all the time, man. I have to weed oh my God, it's such a headache, but it's also a little bit of peaceful and relaxation out there. But you're going to keep a lot of those weeds out of there. You're also going to keep a lot of the critters out. So setting up that greenhouse, and you pulled that right off of Amazon. Am I correct?
Yeah, it was cheap too.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get that, you got it set up. And what's awesome about strawberries is they're going to come back for you year after year. So you have that to look forward to every year. You're just going to keep getting those strawberries. And every year I hear they come back in bigger bunches and they come back sweeter and sweeter every year. So that's awesome for you. And if I remember correctly, you just made a little purchase. You got a dehydrator.
Sure did. Yeah.
That's huge.
We'll be talking about that with our food storage episode.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So getting you some dehydrated strawberries. Oh, they taste so good. I can't wait. Gonna have to throw some of those over the fence in exchange for some blueberries and raspberries, man. So anything else you're still looking at for your garden?
Absolutely. So one of the things that was so awesome when your dad was by, I don't know, a week ago. So just to update everybody, our houses are right next to each other or behind each other.
Behind, correct.
So our backyards meet. So our fence lines meet. And we were in the back talking and, I was trying to think about what can I do to add some security and thinking about with plants. And Bobby's dad, good old Mr. Riggs Sr. was thinking about some different plants. And then Bobby was like, well, what would really be awesome? If you had a plant that served as security, but also as food. So start thinking like, what can I put along the outside fence line and by the basement windows? Blackberry plants. So it'd be awesome to have that to double as security and also double as a food source. So it's super important. I think a part of the neighborhood prepper mentality is thinking about ways to use things in multiple ways. So I'm definitely grateful for you just getting that out there and making me think about that, because that's definitely something I'm getting ready to do next. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Those blackberries, my kids eat blackberries all the time. And, it was funny when I was looking through and the space that I have in my garden, I have about 140 some square foot, 12 foot by 12 foot. And, you're trying to space everything out with the peppers and the green beans and the cucumbers. And of course, we decided to plant zucchini and spaghetti squash, and those take up a lot of space. So I was really trying to, narrow everything down to where I wanted it in the garden. And, we ended up going with, we did raspberries and blueberries. But yeah, after
Nice.
talking and doing research with you, the blackberries, if we can put them in a certain location where, hey, if you got people patrolling around your property and they try to walk up to a window or something, they get a thorn that's going to back them up, but you also get some fruit out of it. So, like you said, I love the constantly thinking, and it doesn't have to do with our food garden, but you made it a little garden purchase last summer to your house that's going to service protection with your plants that go all the way around, and I love that, man.
Yeah.
Great. So go ahead, tell them what you added.
So I did arborvitaes around the entire fence line, which it was a lot. I think it's
It's a lot.
I think it's 150 trees. So that's obviously something that's really, really crazy. But I think about things from a variety of standpoints. And this is something that I also want you guys to really think about in terms of neighborhood prepping. So obviously we want to serve our neighbors and community. And one of the things that people love, especially in suburbia, is making your house look really nice and adding value to the neighborhood and stuff. But one of the things that's really interesting is I read if you have arbs that go around your entire fence line, when they mature, when they get to like 12 feet, 15 feet, you can add 20% value to your house.
That's awesome. Um, I have them going just around a little portion of my patio, and they're about 15 feet,
Yep.
give or take. I had to use your ladder today to put a baby bird back in the nest because I couldn't reach the top. So they do get tall. But man, what you did around your whole fence line, man, it looks so good. It looks so nice. It gives you privacy. In our subdivision, we're not allowed to have privacy fences. That's against the association. So, I mean, you found a way, and a lot of people have that in our subdivision. We are backed up against a lot of tree areas, so a lot of people get that naturally on the one side of our subdivision. But man, it looks so good back there. I mean, you really got like your own little, you know, destination out there, man. It looks great.
Thank you. Trying
Yeah,
to.
yeah, it's awesome, man. And it's really cool. We keep talking about, our gardens coming up, and we're starting to get man, my garden's just starting to bloom like crazy. My blueberry bush has a bunch of little flowers on it. Um, I'm not familiar with the blueberry bush. This is the first year I've done it, but I do know that the flower is the first step before we start getting those blueberries. So, just getting out there every day and just looking at it, man, I can't wait to start getting some fruits and veggies. It's so exciting,
It is
and
exciting.
I've had gardens in the past. I had some at my old house, and we had the small garden when we first moved here, but like expanding it and knowing that, we had enough that like, hey, let's go outside and pick something, then eat it today, but now expanding it, we're going to have enough to go out there and pick. And then we're also going to be able to, you know, vacuum seal and freeze some of it, can it. And that's something we're going to get into later with our food prepping. And it's such an awesome feeling to just think like, man, I can go to the store and I can buy this, or I can just walk out in my garden and it's right there. Like you said,
Exactly.
that walk downstairs, grab a potato and make hash browns.
Hmm.
It's such a cool feeling. Um, anything else you got going on over there?
Yeah, you talked about the food dehydrator, which obviously I ordered and will be coming. But I also did the vacuum sealer just like you, because I said, you know what, we need to be able to double up vacuum seal stuff. I think it's important. Obviously, that's going to be when we're really looking at food storage and our upcoming episodes. But I'm just trying to get in that mindset of really having the entire chain filled in. So it's like I can grow it, I can store it, I can make sure it's there long term, but I can also use it for immediate needs. I really try to get in the mindset of sustainability. What can be easily replenished? Strawberries, obviously, like you just said, grow back every year. So just another thing that just gives me a lot of peace of mind thinking about what I can bring to the table for my family and for my neighbors, for you, for my family, for folks around us. So really just thinking about what we can do just to make our community better. And that it all goes into it. If we're more sustainable, we're more healthy because we're growing our own food. It just brings a nice balance to you individually and collectively.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, one thing that you said to me that I thought was so awesome when we were talking about the gardens and everything else, and I believe you actually may have brought it up in a podcast before, is you are a member of the board of our subdivision,
Yeah.
and you know we've talked extensively. We have that area that we have a park and everything, and you've talked about, tossed around the idea of, let's pull some of that out and have a neighborhood garden, that we work together as a community. Now, right now may not be the best option, but like there's going to be communities coming outside of this on the flip side of this pandemic and everything else that's going on that may want to reevaluate that. And for some of you guys at home listening, whether it's, an apartment complex or a condo or a small subdivision or whatever it is that you live in, if you get enough people to voice their opinion on something they want, it's gonna happen. I mean, you can take votes, and me and you have talked extensively about, things that we could get in touch with our association and possibly change for the better. And I love that idea. I mean, we have at the entry of our subdivision, we have, the garden with the sign that welcomes you to our subdivision. And you see people out there working together as a community, planting the flowers and stuff, making it look nice. But man, could you imagine using that whole park area and just having a neighborhood garden where we work together and provide? And that would be so cool. And so, for those of you, if you are in a subdivision or if you just have a neighbor, if you feel like you don't have the property to have the big garden that you dream of, talking to a neighbor and saying, hey, I don't have enough room on my side of the fence for a big garden. You don't have enough room on your side of the fence for a big garden. But if we work together, what can we get? And that was something that we talked about when we started planning. Let's make sure we're not doubling up on too much stuff so that we can trade stuff over the fence. You're going to have so many strawberries, you're not going to know what to do with it. And I'm going to have so many peppers, a pepper for a couple strawberries, man. That's a fair trade. And that neighborhood mentality, that, man, when we came up with this idea, I felt like we struck gold because,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Working together is key. And it's not just, hey, my neighbor preps and I prep. It's cool. It's my neighbor's prepping, I'm prepping, and we're working together. We're prepping together. And I honestly, since we started this communication about prepper, and we even just came up with this idea of neighborhood preppers, I don't think in 24 hours has passed where we haven't talked to each other. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Absolutely. We talk to each
if
other
it's
every day. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, whether it's we see each other outside in the backyard, or we just throw a message, checking up on each other. How's your day? What'd you order? Because we know we're always ordering something. But it's just awesome. And it goes right, to everything that we're trying to build, everything that we're trying to teach, and everything that we hope that you guys are striving for. And I just love it, man. Your garden looks great. I can't wait to this is all over and I can come over and see how your downstairs garden's going, and have you over to actually get inside the garden and take a look, man. And I hope you guys are doing the same. I hope you guys are taking advantage of this opportunity, being home and getting your gardens going. And it's awesome, man. You got anything to add before we do our little giveaway here?
Yeah. Before we get to the giveaway, a part of the neighborhood prepper mentality, and I hope you're getting that from us, is, hey, go out there and meet somebody new. Go talk to a neighbor. Try to get to know the folks around you. Really expand. Think about how you can build some community and camaraderie with the folks around you, because, hey, when it comes down to something happening, we're the first people we see, and we need to be there for each other. So
exactly. And you know what? I'm glad at this point in my life, especially with everything that's going on, I'm super glad I got you here, man. And I can rely and fall back on you. And dude, I mean, in this short amount of time that we've been working together and everything, I've learned so much from you. I want to keep learning from you. It's just such a good camaraderie that we've built here, and it's awesome.
likewise,
And
man.
we want to get everybody else on board, man. Reach out to us, talk to us, join us. We've been getting comments. You've been all over it, man. Everybody on YouTube loves what we're talking about. You know, we're getting a lot of information through Facebook. People are messaging us. So keep it rolling. You know, ask questions. You know, we are going to work together. We are a network, and our network expands beyond our neighborhood preppers. You know, we want to touch with people outside of our state, outside of our subdivision, outside of our country. I mean, we're here to help you guys. We want, if the world had the same relationship with their neighbors that we have, it's going to be a lot better place.
Sure
You
would.
know, when you can, you know, and it's going to make it a lot easier, you know, if and when this type of situation ever, you know, happens again, or if we get a second wave or anything, you know. So keep it up. Got a little giveaway here, guys. If you guys remember
Nice.
correctly, Mr. Elton James went and got himself one of these. He's probably got it on him right there.
Hey.
Beautiful knife. We are doing our first giveaway. Last episode, we talked about our Get Home Safe bags. This could be your item. Remember, like, share, subscribe, do all of those things. We got a handful of people who did exactly as we asked them to do. So I am going to reach in there. We got about 6 or so in there. Give it a little shake here.
And just to let you guys know, we had more, but we had to narrow it down because we couldn't pick folks that we knew. So
exactly. So we did. We knocked it out of the family and stuff like that. These were the people that you know, that followed directions. Like, share, subscribe.
there you go.
All right. And we want to get everything out there. We want a lot of people to listen to us, and we want to connect with a lot of people. And so here it is. It is in my hand. I'm going to open it up. And I have such bad handwriting. I can barely read my handwriting. But the winner of this pocket knife is Mr. Luke Hyde.
Nice.
Luke Hyde, congratulations. I will be getting in touch with you. I actually, I know Luke Hyde. His kids go to karate with my son.
No way. Okay.
Yes, he works at Best Buy. He's a really good guy. Congratulations, Luke. You followed directions. You liked, you shared, you subscribed. Sorry, Mom, you did all those things, but you were not eligible. But keep doing what you do. I will get in touch with you, Luke. Congratulations, man. Sweet, awesome pocket knife. And we got more to come, guys. This isn't it. We're going to get a lot more stuff for you guys, opportunities to win stuff. And we got more podcasts coming up. Tell them all about it, man.
So we're really excited. We're not even going to release, you know, any names yet, but we've got some subject matter experts and some folks who have really, really long-term experience with specific things we're going to be talking about with food storage and canning and EMPs and how to protect yourself against electromagnetic pulses. Experts.
I love the word experts.
Subject matter experts, SMEs as we call them.
Yes.
So we have those coming up. And for our next episode, we will be getting into this whole thing that we've been mentioning in nuggets here and there, and that is the neighborhood prepper mentality. And
Sounds
that will
good,
be
man.
coming up next.
I can't
So,
wait, man.
Hey, let's get out of here.
Take us away, man. Take us away.
You've been listening to Alton James and Mr. Bobby Riggs Jr. here at Neighborhood Preppers. Thanks for listening and watching, and we will see you next time coming up soon.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Peace.